In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Monday, August 19th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Monday MLB bet slate we got going on for August 19th. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShedsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now at the homepage, we are currently at 8,000 subscribers. So we have reached the $8,000 mark. Shout out to everybody. All the love and support. I appreciate it so much. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. Only 2,000 more away. So continue to push forward. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. And for that Patreon, we had some pretty solid plays on the Sunday slate here. We were 6 out of 9 out of the top tier. We only got one wrong with the Diamondbacks not coming through. With the upsets, we were 2 out of 4. We had the Marlins. Pirates didn't come through. We had the Nationals, and the Cardinals didn't come through as well. So 6 out of 9, 67% there in all the picks in total. I think that's a pretty solid day there. Guys, if you want the winning plays, remember, that's in that link provided down below, all right? For the Patreon, you get daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that is going off 24/7. We got guys right now waiting on parlays to cash, okay? So it's a great environment. If you want to sign up, that link is provided down below. Also, since it's Monday, we have that bet stamp link for the article for more free bets. That's down in the description as well. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up in Citi Field. We have an interesting matchup here. New York Mets 64-60 going against the Baltimore Orioles 73-52. Looking at the New York Mets, they are currently favored here, -135 on that money line, with the comeback of the Orioles at a +110. Total runs set at 8.5. All right, for that public bet percentage, 72% of the bets on the side of the Mets, but 55% of the money on the side of Baltimore. So the Sharps are looking at the side of the Orioles here as underdogs. For the total runs, we have 72% of the bets, 76% of the money towards the over 8.5. All right, starting pitching matchup here. We have Trevor Rogers, lefty, 2-11 with a 4.89 ERA. Going up against David Peterson here, 7-1 with a 3.04 ERA. Now, this pitching matchup is interesting because David Peterson, somehow, this man is a magician. All right, he's getting through outings somehow or some way without getting blasted. He's been putting up very solid performances each and every single game. Time in and time out, David Peterson has showed up despite the fact he's given up a very high walk rate to lefties and righties, all right? But if we're looking at his numbers versus righties, it's just a 250 batting average, not too concerning. The whip is concerning at 1.59 whip, but the reason why it's that high is because of his walk issue, all right? So if you can tame that a little bit, this guy will be really good. As you can see, 7-1. Every time he's on the mound, the Mets tend to score runs. The last time he was on the mound, they scored 9 runs. The time before, they scored 6 runs. So it's just something about him when he's on the mound. This Mets offense clicks. Maybe it's just a perfect matchup. It's fate. Whatever it is, it seems to work. And when you're looking at BVP, he has dominated the Orioles' current lineup as well with a 143 batting average. So very low average going up against David Peterson here. On the other side, we got Trevor Rogers I don't know why they made this deal for him, but he is a very struggling lefty, and you've seen it in his first couple starts here with the Orioles, especially in that first game against the Guardians. It was absolutely horrible. They tattooed him for 5 earned runs, and if we're looking at Trevor Rogers' numbers, there's a lot of concerns. He has a 4.65 ERA on the road, and he struggles against righties mightily. Not to mention that the Mets are top 5 in the league versus left-handed pitching. Looking at some of his numbers versus righties, a 1.54 home run per 9, a 283 batting average, and a 1.54 whip with the xFIP at 5.17. All right, so those struggles against righties, and then versus lefties, when those occasions do occur, it's a 271 batting average and a 1.37 whip. All right, so I'm going to be fading the sharps here, thinking that they're catching value. Give me the New York Mets at home here. I'm going to trust in David Peterson and this magic that they got going on. So Mets on the money line, and I do like the over of 8.5. I expect a lot of offense, mainly from the Mets here going against Trevor Rogers. But in total, remember, this is a team that have seen Trevor Rogers for like 2 years straight here, because he came from the Miami Marlins, so they were in the same division. They seen this guy time in and time out. Give me the Mets money line and over 8.5. Next game up in Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City Royals 69-55 going up against the LA Angels 53-71. We have the Royals as home favorites minus 190 on that money line, with the comeback of the Angels at a plus 155 here. Total runs set at 9. All right, for the public bet percentage here, 81% of the bets, 90% of the money here on the Royals. Looking at the total runs, 79% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the over 9 total runs as well. Pitching matchup here, Carlson Fulmer, 0-3 with a 4.22 ERA, going up against Seth Lugo, 13-7 with a 3.04 ERA. All right, Carlson Fulmer here for the Angels has struggled on the road with a 5.10 ERA. Looking at his stats versus lefties, a 1.32 home run per 9, a 302 batting average, a 1.83 whip, and an xFIP at 6.19. All right, versus righties, a 1.10 home run per 9, a 273 batting average, and a 1.78 whip. All right, not to mention with the xFIP at 5.15. So struggles against lefties and righties pretty mightily here. Going up against this Royals team here. And they got their ace on the mound. One of their aces on the mound, and Seth Lugo has been absolutely phenomenal at home with a 3.08 ERA. A low whip and average to both lefties and righties. And he has been dominating the Angels if you're looking at BVP. All right. So a 227 batting average, 14 strikeouts, and only 44 at-bats. So solid numbers there. It's just a very bad matchup to me. I love the Royals on the money line. I love the Royals minus 1.5. And for the over-under, it's going to be one-sided here. So give me the under on the 9 total runs. In the Minute Maid Park here, we have the Houston Astros 67-56 going up against the Boston Red Sox 65-58. Astros as home favorites minus 130 with the comeback of the Red Sox at a plus 105. Total runs set at 8. For the public bet percentage, 81% of the bets, 99% of the money, pretty heavily here on the Astros. All right. For the total run, 75% of the bets, 74% of the money towards the over 8 on the total. In the starting pitching matchup here, Tanner Houck, 8-8 with a 3.01 ERA, going up against UC Kikuchi, 6-9 with a 4.49 ERA. All right. For this pitching matchup here, I have some concerns for Kikuchi. All right, he has a 4.66 ERA in home games here. He's given up a low average and whip to both lefties and righties. But his issue, the reason why his ERA is so high, is because of his home run problems, and he has a major one here. Versus lefties, he's given up a 2.31 home run per 9, and against righties, a 1.17 home run per 9. Plus the BVP against this Boston Red Sox team here, 327 batting average, and he's given up 6 home runs, all right, to this current lineup here of the Red Sox. So major concerns here. Tanner Houck has been the ace of the Boston Red Sox. Obviously went to the All-Star game. He's been absolutely phenomenal this year. He's just as well. Low whip and low average to both lefties and righties. Not giving up any power at all. And the last time he faced the Astros, he went 6 innings strongs, only giving up 1 earned run. So I expect another a solid performance here from Tanner Hawk. And give me the Boston Red Sox as underdogs, plus 105 on that money line. And if I'm going towards the over and under, I am going to go towards the over 8 runs. I expect the Red Sox to hit some home runs against Kikuchi, which they're very comfortable doing here, and clear over that 8 total runs. Next game here, we have the San Diego Padres, 70 and 55, going up against the Minnesota Twins here, 70 and 54. Looking at the current odds, we got the Padres as home favorites, minus 155 line, with the comeback of the Twins at a plus 130. Total run set at 7 for the starting pitching matchup here. So there's no live line here of where the money's going towards on this one. That's fine. Starting pitching matchup, Zebby Matthews here, 1-0. He only had one start. He had one start just coming up last week here. It was 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, and 5 strikeouts in that one. And that's why he has that 3.60 ERA. Going up against Michael King, 10-6 with a 3.19 ERA. Michael King has pitched very well for the Padres this season, a 3.79 home ERA, a low whip and average to righties versus lefties is going to be a little bit of his issue here. A 1.08 home run per 9, a 10% walk rate, a 272 batting average, and a 1.60 whip. All right, so he's giving some opportunities to opponents to get on base when it's lefties. All right, he will see 5 lefties in this Minnesota Twins lineup. All right, the positive note here is that he has tamed the Twins pretty well here if we're looking at BVP. Okay, so that's going to be the positive sign here. And the other positive sign here for the Padres is that Zebby Matthews coming up to the majors. This kid was in AAA for quite a while, and he's going up against a team here that dominates righties. The Padres are the number 1 team in the league, average-wise, against right-handed pitching. So this is going to be a very tough test for Zebby. And when you're looking at his numbers, we saw it was a small sample size, but major concerns versus lefties, okay? He's going to see 5 lefties as well in this Padres lineup. So if I'm going up against a AAA pitcher, pretty much only had his 1 start so far in the majors, and the top team against righties, going up against Michael King, who's been phenomenal this year, does have some weakness here, just a little bit here to lefties. I'm going to be leaning heavily towards the Padres in this one here. So give me the Padres on the money line, taking advantage of a very young pitcher. And for the over-under, I am going to go towards the, I think it's one-sided in this one. So I'm going to lean. They might just go crazy. Give me the over on the 7 runs. I expect Zebby Matthews to kind of get tattooed in this one. It might be an ugly sight here. How we've seen this Padre team attack opposing right-handed pitching. All right, it's been very impressive this year. So Padres money line and over on 7. In Oakland Coliseum here, we have the Tampa Bay Rays 62 and 61 going up against the Oakland Athletics here 53 and 71. Looking at the current odds, the Rays are minus 145 here with the comeback of the Athletics at a plus 120. Total runs set at 8. All right, for the public bet percentage, 74% of the bets, 70% of the money towards the Tampa Bay Rays. For the total runs, 84% of the bets, 86% of the money towards the over 8 on the total. All right, starting pitching matchup here. Taj Bradley, 6-7 with a 3.49 ERA. Going up against Joe Boyle, 2-5 with a 7.39 ERA. So this pitching matchup here, very interesting. Taj Bradley has been struggling in his last 3 starts. Before then, if you look at his last past 5, before the last past 3, he was absolutely phenomenal. High strikeout rates. He was throwing up double-digit Ks, low earned runs, or going 0 earned runs in those games. And then this was his little bit of a settle down, all right, coming back a little bit to normal. In the last 3 games, Taj Bradley has given up 15 earned runs. So that's a huge concern there. 4 home runs in those 3 games and 15 earned runs, all right? Technically, his numbers on the road have been inflated, and this is a spot where he's going to be on the road versus righties. A 2.04 home run per nine, a 250 batting average, and a 1.36 whip versus lefties. Not much in the power department, but he's given up a 260 batting average and a 1.33 whip. All right, so Taj Bradley, we expect him to bounce back this one against this Oakland Athletics team. Boyle has major concerns, especially walk issues, all right? Right now, Boyle has an 8.56 ERA at home, and versus lefties is his main problem. A 1.35 home run per nine, a 333 batting average, a 270 whip, a BABIP over 400 at 450, and the xFIP is at 6. He's going to see 5 lefties here in the Tampa Bay Rays offense going up against him. So this is a spot here where I understand Taj Bradley has been struggling as of late, but this is a perfect spot here against this poor batting offense here in the Athletics for him to get things right and get that strikeout rate going back up again. All right, but I do expect some runs here. So give me the over on the 8 total runs. I expect especially the Tampa Bay Rays to score on Joe Boyle. Bradley might give up a home run or two to push this towards the over. But we're going to be all over the Rays here on the money line and the over of 8 on the total. In San Francisco here, Oracle Park, we have the Giants 63-63 going against Chicago White Sox 30-95. Giants on the money line minus 225 with the comeback of the White Sox at a plus 180. Total runs set at 8. All right, for the public bet percentage, 79% of the bets, 74% of the money for the Giants. All right, for the total runs, 86% of the bets, 87% of the money towards the over 8. Starting pitching matchup here, Jonathan Cannon 2-6 with a 4.02 ERA going against Kyle Harrison 6-5 with a 4.14 ERA. All right, Cannon here on the road has had some struggles. A 5.05 ERA on the road versus lefties are his mainly, well, this both really. Versus lefties, a 1.29 home run per nine, a 298 batting average, a 1.43 whip, and the xFIP is at 4.88. Versus righties here, a 1.23 home run per nine, a 333 batting average, a 1.70 whip, and the BABIP is over 400. All right, so he's been worse against righties, but struggles against both here. Kyle Harrison, on the other hand, has been decent at home, 3.64 home ERA. His main issue is going to be lefty power, 1.59 home run per nine. And he's given up a little bit of hits here to righties, a 257 batting average, a 1.28 whip. Those numbers they pale in comparison to what Jonathan Cannon is giving up here. I'm going to be going with clearly the better team here in the San Francisco Giants. You just can't trust the White Sox. Even if Cannon has a solid 5-6 innings, that bullpen, time and time again, has been giving up leads over and over and over and over. And this is why this team is one of the worst teams in the league. So Giants on the money line. And if I'm going with the over-under, give me the under on the total. Top play is under 8 runs for the total. Last but not least here, we have the LA Dodgers, 73-52, going against the Seattle Mariners, 64-61. Dodgers here at home as favorites, minus 145 on the money line with the comeback of the Mariners at a plus 120. Total runs set at 8.5. All right. For the public bet percentage, 80% of the bets, 94% of the money here, clearly heavily on the Dodgers. For the total runs, 73% of the bets, 77% of the money towards the over 8.5. Starting pitching matchup here for this game will be Brian Wu, 5-1 with a 2.06 ERA going against Gavin Stone, 10-5 with a 3.63 ERA. For this pitching matchup here, Gavin Stone has been one of the consistent pitchers here for the LA Dodgers. At least he stayed healthy for the majority of the season with all the injury issues that they had in this rotation here. He's been solid. Like I said, he's right now, when you're looking at his numbers, he has issues against righties. A 1.59 home run per nine, a 313 batting average, and a 1.41 whip against righties. Versus lefties, he's giving up a 10% walk rate. All right, other numbers there versus lefties are strong. Okay, so we're giving an opportunity here for a team that has struggled with offense, with an opportunity to get some home runs here going with a 1.59 ERA, and the batting average is concerning with Gavin Stone. All right, Brian Wu, on the other hand, has been very strong this season. As you can see, looking at his record, 5-1. Right now, he has a 2.52 road ERA, and his issues is slightly here to lefties. A 1.27 home run per nine. It's just a lefty power issue. He's giving up a low whip and average to both lefties and righties. All right, so this spot here, I'm going to be leaning towards the underdogs in the Mariners. They bounced back in that final game against the Pirates. The bats awoke in there, and they're getting a spot here going up against Gavin Stone where maybe they can get things rolling, all right? Scoring 10 runs in the previous game, now going up against Gavin Stone, who gives up a lot to right-handed pitching. I'm going to go with the Mariners on the money line at a plus 120. And for the over-under, I am going to lean towards the under 8.5. I think Brian Wu is going to have a very good performance here. Gavin Stone might give up a few runs here and there. I think this is a low-scoring environment in this particular game. So Mariners money line and the under of 8.5. So those are going to be our selections for the Monday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are going to be your props or plays? We can definitely debate about that down below. Also, if you want to sign up for that Patreon, that link is in the description section. You get access to the daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat as well. And also in that description section will be the bet stamp link if you want to click on that and find out their plays for Monday as well. All right, this is Chef D. I'll be back with another video very soon, and peace out.